Okay, here we are. We're on the far side of my little room. I'm just going to pan around just a little bit here so you can see. But up here, this is my sweet little stash. I call it my sweet stash because I just love that yarn. It's some of my favorite yarn. I'm almost out of this. I love this. This is one of my favorite. I made my mom a shawl with that, and she just loves it, and it's because it's so soft. All right, so let me just tell you while I'm panning over here, I store my yarn a little bit differently than some people would. I have it stored by color or colorways. I have the blues together, the reds and all that kind of stuff together, blues, pinks, purples. And I have some of this. This is called Pantone. I don't know if you've ever heard of it before. I'm not going to go into details about all the different yarns. I just wanted to show you. But this is a Pantone yarn, and I've got 3 of those, and they just are so incredibly soft. Here's another one. They are so incredibly soft. I just am so excited about figuring out what kind of project I want to make with them. So I store my yarns, like I said, in colorways. And as you can see, I've got them in these wood crates. Now, some of them I picked up at Walmart only because I didn't get enough where I was the first time. I had gone to an Amish store up in Ohio, and they had these crates for just a steal. So I picked up 5 of them, and I realized that wasn't near enough. So here's something I had learned how to do this, probably a good 20-25 years ago. These little Amish characters, you use yarn and that hard plastic, it's called plastic canvas. Here's one of these. This is called a mandala. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's all the rage right now. Everybody loves this mandala yarn. I've got a whole bunch of different colors over here, and then I've got some more mandalas. Now these are a little bit different. These are mandala, but they're called ombre. They have a different way that the colors turn. All right, so I'm going to go down here. All of these up here on top, all of these that you've been seeing, those are all 4-weight yarn, okay? And don't worry about what that means. It just means it's all a certain, you use them for certain projects, okay? They have a certain thickness to them. And down here I've got more of a heavyweight. It's called bulky 5 and bulky 6. Here's some reds, and I've got some browns. Here's some other purples and burgundies. This is showing up as pink, but it's really a burgundy color. And then we've got some of these. Now these are, I had ended up finding a sale on Lion Brand website. It was unreal. I think it was something like 10 for 10 or something like that. And so I bought just a ton of yarn, and I spent maybe $50 on it, and it was just, to me, it was a steal. I'm planning on making with these, it's a really thick yarn, and it's kind of woolly, and so it'll keep you warm. I was thinking about making something as far as like hats and scarves with this right here. These are all that same kind of yarn. Then I've got some softer yarn down here. These would make wonderful hats and sweaters, even scarves. Now this is called, this is Scarfy yarn, and I found that at Walmart. It was on clearance, and it's just a nice thick yarn. It's called Scarfy yarn because you should be able to get an entire scarf made out of one. Here we've got some more. Now this over here, all of that is what I call my variegated yarn. I've got just different colors, and I just love it. I love all those multicolor ones. Okay, so here I'm going to go back over here. Now this is, I already showed you these mandala yarns over here, and I'm sorry if you're getting sick watching all of this. Take the Dramamine. Okay, so here, this is called thread. Okay, this is not really considered yarn. It's called crochet thread. And it's what's used, like my grandmother used to use that all the time and to make her doilies and such. And they come in all different colors now. Here's just some plain cream color. Now, I've got these jars here, and it's, first of all, I think it's kind of pretty because it just has some all different colors in it, but basically it's just all those ends I snip off. I'm going to eventually use all these to act as like a stuffing, like if I was going to make a little dolls or something like that, those stuffed dolls, I'm going to use those. Okay, now in here I have all of my cotton. This is all just cotton, 100%. And I've got peaches and cream, and I've got some Yarn Bee, which is from Hobby Lobby. Just different colors. These are all what I would make like kitchen and bath stuff. Cotton is super absorbent and makes wonderful dish rags and washcloths. Now this here, I wanted to show you this. This is a bag that I made, a tote bag. Now I made the handle and I wanted to make it nice and long, but I think I've made it way too long. So I'm still trying to decide how I'm going to fix this bag, but I rather like it. It's kind of nice. You can fit a lot of stuff in it for sure. Okay, down here I've got some more, this is cotton, but these are blends, okay? So see how pretty those colors are? And here's some solids. Now in here, let me see if I can open that up here with one hand. Well, no, it's not going to happen. But anyway, it's just a cute little tin. And see how, remember I told you I've got all this up here? Well, this little tin here just has all of my leftover, like the little tiny scraps of my cotton yarn. And they're not scraps in just 2 or 3 inch pieces. They're more like, tiny balls. And I'll eventually use those to make a scrap bag. Here's some of my completed projects down in here. Some of them are going to be used as gifts. Some of them have already been gifted and have returned to me. Then down here, all of this, whatever's in this basket, this is some of my husband's old, his old t-shirts, and we've just ripped them up, and I'm going to be using them as stuffing for pillows. And I've also got an old pillow here. You can see an old pillow and some stuffing back there, some fiberfill. And that's all what I'm going to be using for stuffing pillows and toys and such. So let me back up here so you can see this. This is my stand. All right. Now, for those of you that didn't know, before my divorce, I used to sell Longaberger baskets. So I've kept this stand and all my Longaberger baskets, and I'm using it now to store my yarn in. So the top 2 baskets don't have anything in, but here I've made some headbands. I've used those before. Now that I got my hair all chopped off, I haven't used them in a while. So here's some more yarn. It's kind of a sparkly looking yarn, really cute. And this has become my new favorite yarn. This is from Hobby Lobby, and I just think it's the softest yarn. I heard somebody say the other day on a video that this is the kind of yarn I could make a pillow out of it. Just stick the whole ball and everything in a little pillow and use it because it's so soft. All right, here is my big mess. It is a big mess. It is in the largest basket that I have, and it is overflowing. It is a hand knitted. I started this last November sometime, I think. The yarn, I love it. Well, I loved it when I picked it out. I started making the thing, and would you know, I ran out of yarn. I could not find it anywhere. The company was completely out of it. I had to wait probably a good 3 months before it came back in stock. All right, so underneath my little table where I do some work, I have a basket, and in this basket, I don't have yarn. In this basket, I have all kinds of bags, and they're just bags that I'm going to use to store my projects when I'm using them. Now, if I'm just carrying things back and forth, I will use like something with a handle. But each of my works in progress, I am so sorry, I'm using a little stick here, and this thing is just not working very well. I use plastic bags to store my works in progress because I like to keep all of my bags together, all of my project things together. The hook, the yarn, usually a pair of scissors, everything. But I've got 2-gallon bags. I've got 1-gallon bags. I have these bags that I can use to either store the projects or I can use them for laundering. I made this huge basket. I don't know if that yarn looks familiar to you, but that was the one that I showed you just a little bit ago. I made a big basket, and it's so big and so poofy, it doesn't sit right. So I have to really think of a way to fill it up with something. But anyway, this just has a lot of the plastic bags, and then down in here I've got some more just regular handled bags, totes that I can use for my projects. So every time I start a project, I grab a bag. All right. So as you can see here, I do have one bag. It has these 2 things right here, both this basket and the bag. Both of them just have lots of little dinky things in it that I need to organize and put together. And there's works in progress in there, but they're just kind of a big mess. So let's not go there. So over here, I have set up this nook. I'm going to start at the bottom. Those are all my works in progress. Remember I told you I have each project is in a bag if I'm working on it. So I've got all those that I'm working on right now. Then I've got some finished projects there. One is they're both little blankets, and then here's my ball winder. I haven't used it very often, but it is a yarn winder. And then I've got some just knickknacks and things in here that I will eventually use for projects. Some wires, some Velcro, jute, even some fabric in there. Coming over here, I have another basket with some goodies in it, some pins and some of my larger hooks. This is one big hook. I don't even know what size that is. It's so big. All right, so I like fancy schmancy, and I like tea sets. I used to collect tea sets, and I have a lot of them. So I thought, why not combine my loves? So take a look here. I just think that this was such a cute idea. I've got all these safety pins here. I use these to mark my place. I use them as stitch markers, and it's just like a little cup here, and I've got some little tags in here that I can put on my projects, saying crocheted by, or what does this say? Crocheted with love, things that you can sew on your projects. And here's a little set that my brother got when he was in Japan, I think. I can't remember. But in here, take a look here. Look at all these cute little buttons. Here's some little charms that I found. They're just so darling. I love them. Here's some stitch markers. If if you don't know what a stitch marker is, they're just little pieces of plastic that you can put in your work. There you go. And then here's some more buttons. Aren't they cute? I don't know why I picked these up, but I'm glad I did. All right, and here's a pretty plate that I had. I think my mom gave this plate to me one time, and I've laid all of my special little scissors here, and here is a thing with some needle, actually they're cross-stitch needles. There's some cross-stitch needles in there, but I've got some darning needles, some big ones here, and I've got different sizes, some plastic and some metal. All right, and we're going to come over here now. I like me some Boyd's Bears, look. I just think it's adorable. My mom got that for me. I think I got that for my mom. And she gifted it back to me. She ran out of room. So, and this little saying here about some people was a special gift from a very special friend. And right now I've got all my hooks stored in a little cup. I'm working on figuring out a way to store them else a different way, because I really don't like that. I can never tell what size those hooks are. So here we go. I've got some magazines and some pamphlets and booklets, leaflets about all the different kinds of crochet items. And I want to show you this. Take a look at this one here. How cool is that? It's an annual, and it's so neat. There's something to do every month is a new pattern, and it's so old. Let me see if I can see what the year is. 1947. That's a long time ago. And I'm glad I found that. I don't even remember where I got that, y'all. So, okay, here I've got some more of that cotton blend. There's some more specialty yarn. Now this stuff I found at the Dollar Tree. Oh my goodness, it was only $1 a piece. And I got everything that they had. Here's some more special yarn. This is called a lightweight yarn. It's very, very thin yarn. Down here on the bottom, I've got some more cotton yarn, but these are on what they call those big spools. Boy, those would make some big projects. Okay, here we go. Ooh, I think I need some Dramamine now. Okay, so up here, I've got a basket. This wool is so special. Now, I've got a little story to tell you about that yarn, but before I do, let me show you that. Anybody know what that is? Leave it in the comments if you know what this is. This is special because it has, take a look here. Ta-da! All right, leave it in the comments if you know what that is. Okay, so this yarn is from Germany. And not only is it from Germany, it is German. All right, okay. The big old star, if somebody can tell me what these words mean. Okay, hold on a minute. Anything, just if you can read anything on there, I'll give you a nice big heart on your comment. Okay? Anyway, I found this when I was in Germany the last time. And I remember it was my last day in Germany, my last day in Germany, the last time I was there. And I had a whole day there to kill. And I decided that I was going to go shopping, and I found a Woolworths. Now that takes me back, but in Woolworths they had a back section, and they had that yarn, and I just had to get it. All right, I've already skimmed down here. I guess you kind of see what that is up there. Then here is all my books and my all these binders here. I have put all of my my patterns in there. Now all of this down here is scrap, and I know that looks like a lot of scrap, but I always put those in there if they're not a full skein of yarn. Take a look here. It's not a full, they're not full, they're just remnants basically, okay? And this right here is acrylic, excuse me, it's all 4 weight. This is 4 weight, and down there is all different other weights. These are all the other weights of yarn. And then this is all of my thread. Look, y'all, I was in a kick there for the longest time. I had big goals and dreams. I was going to make myself a beautiful bedspread. That did not happen. All right, I'm going to show you one more thing. All right, somebody asked me about this. This is a shawl. I'm using it as a background of for my chair. This yarn is just so soft, y'all. I have to tell you about it another time. Okay. So, now that we made it, I'm going to focus on my little German bear here while I explain something. Okay, so I asked you to subscribe and hit the like button and hit the notification button. Now I'm going to ask you a favor. I want to make myself another top. Okay, I want to make myself another top but it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to try some new techniques, maybe some new stitches, maybe make it a little bit more lacy. And I want you to tell me what color I should use. So, here we go. Here's my colors, and I put them right here in the light so you can see it. Here, this has some purples and light blues, and we've got some tans here. So basically this is, let's call this lavender. Okay, we're going to call this one lavender. Okay, this one has blues and let's see here, blues and greens and a little bit of tan. And we're going to call this one, let me turn it around here like this so you can see better. This is going to be light blue. So if you think I should make a top with this light blue, write light blue in the comments. And then here we have different shades of blue going all the way from, the lightest, it's probably white, but the lightest blue all the way to navy. And I have enough to make a top out of that. So we've got lavender, we've got light blue, we've got dark blue, and now we're going to call this one pink. It's not really, well, it does have a lot of hot pink in it, but it has some like a rusty orange color in there and a gray, and it also has some off-white or cream color in it. And I have enough of this to make a top for myself. So, all right, everybody got it? So, we're going to do, in the comments section, we're going to write lavender, light blue, dark blue, or pink. Okay? And hopefully by, well, about a week, I'm going to give it all about a week, and then we'll decide which one I'm going to start making, and I'll go ahead and start making it. Once I see all the comments and decide which one everybody wants me to make, I will start making my top for the winter. Okay? All right, thank you everybody for joining me at Petra's Happy Place, and I hope you have a wonderful, blessed rest of your Sunday, and have a wonderful work week if you have to go to work. Just know that I am so thankful for all of you. God bless you. Bye-bye.